Hi, I'm professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin. It's Wednesday, November the 27th. I'd like to wish each and every one of you a very happy Thanksgiving ahead of time. Enjoy your time with your family, eat a lot, enjoy football, and be safe. I have three college football free picks on Saturday, November 30th. And again, folks, keep in mind I'm taping on Wednesday the 27th, so these lines are subject to change depending on when you view this video, and they will be graded on the lines at the time of this recording, as always. Also, keep in mind, folks, that we went 2-1 last week in college football with our free picks, so we're back on a winning track after a couple tough weeks. And overall, since late August, we've done very well on these free pick videos where $1,000 players are well above $10,000 profits. So, in any event, let's go forward here. Let's start with the game on Saturday between Wyoming and Air Force. Mountain West Conference battle that will be played at the Air Force Academy. 2 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff right now. Air Force is a 10.5 point favorite. This is an Air Force team that's quietly enjoying a tremendous year. As a matter of fact, the Falcons 9-2 overall. Their only losses came at number 24 Navy, and also they lost to nationally ranked Boise State in their Mountain West Conference opener. And since losing that Boise State game, they've gone 5-0 in conference play and won each of those contests by 17 points or more. And sandwiched between those conference games was a win over Army as well. So the Falcons come in on a personal 6-game win streak. They also will be playing their final home game of the year to signify Senior Day at the Air Force Academy, and the Falcons have gone 5-0 in their last 5 senior days in this situation. The Wyoming Cowboys, they're a solid 7-4 on the year. They're going to go to a bowl game this year, but the one drawback I see with Wyoming, and I've seen all year long, is their struggles offensively. Despite that 7-4 record, they're only averaging a shade above 18 points per game, and also averaging less than 300 yards of total offense per contest. And they're going to be facing an Air Force defense. Not only is the Falcons 5-0 at home, but their defense has performed terrifically on their home field, allowing just 15 points and 255 yards of total offense per game. So I like Air Force here. They're minus 10.5. Again, folks, this is one of those key numbers, 3, 7, 10, 14. I'm going to buy them down to 10, so I'm going to take Air Force here, minus the 10 over Wyoming. Next game, Texas A&M at LSU. The number 1 LSU Tigers, 7 p.m. Eastern Time from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The LSU Tigers are currently a 17.5 point favorite in this game. Look at LSU has unequivocally been the best team in college football this season. They're far and away the most talented and explosive offense in college football. But again, folks, the one thing that concerns me when you're laying a big number with LSU against a quality team is their defense. As opposed to past LSU teams that depended heavily on their defense, this one depends heavily on their offense. And if you look at their last 3 games, LSU defensively has allowed 32.7 points and 486 yards per game. They've also allowed opposition to rack up 500 yards of total offense or more on 3 separate occasions this year. And they're going to be facing an A&M offense that's averaging 32 points and 420 yards per game over their last 3 contests. This is also a Texas A&M defense that's held up pretty well, especially over the last 4 games where they've allowed 13 points and a shade above 250 yards per game. That's excellent defense. As a matter of fact, last week we had A&M plus 13.5 at Georgia, and they held the number 2 Georgia Bulldogs at just 260 yards of offense in that contest while covering. A&M 7-4 on the year, folks, but their 4 losses have come against number 3 Clemson, number 4 Georgia, number 5 Alabama, and number 16 Auburn. So they've won the games they were supposed to, and then those 4 losses, two of those came on the road. Those 2 losses on the road came against Clemson and Georgia, as I alluded to just a little bit ago. They covered that game against Georgia last week on the road, and they also covered the game at Clemson early in the season. I like Kelly Mond. I mentioned this last week. The Texas A&M quarterback, not flashy, but makes enough plays to combine with a pretty good running game. And I think Texas A&M will have moderate success running the ball against LSU, which will open up the passing game a bit for Kelly Mond, and he'll make enough plays to keep Texas A&M inside this large number. I'm not going to go out on a limb and predict LSU is going to lose this game, albeit, remember, LSU has a date already locked up with Georgia in the SEC championship game, and they have their set sight on that game, and this may be a potential flat spot for LSU. So I like Texas A&M here, plus the 17.5 at LSU. Last game, number 13 Wisconsin at number 9 Minnesota, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff. The lower-ranked Wisconsin Badgers are a 2.5-point favorite in this game. Ordinarily, that would raise a red flag for me, but not in this particular instance. Look, the winner of this game goes on to the Big Ten championship game to face number 1 Ohio State. I don't know if that's a reward or a punishment, but having said that, certainly you want to get to the Big Ten title game, so this game is vital to both of these clubs. Minnesota was in a similar situation a couple weeks back against Penn State. At that time, they were facing an undefeated and higher ranked Nittany Lions team, and Minnesota was a 6.5 point underdog in that game, at home, and they came away with a 5-point win. This is a Gophers team that's 6-0 at home this season, 10-1 overall, and their only loss came by 4 at number 19 Iowa. Wisconsin, on the other hand, 2-2 on the road, and one of those road losses was as a 29-point favorite against Illinois. This is also a Wisconsin team, folks. Over their last 5 games is an alarming -8 turnover differential. So I look for that to play into factor into this, I should say, into the result of this game. I like the Minnesota Golden Gophers here, plus the 2.5. I'm going to buy them up to 3. Again, a key number here, folks. You're going to pay a little extra juice than you normally would to buy a half a point, but it's certainly worth it when it falls on this key number. Again, folks, it's not a sign of weakness. It's smart betting on key numbers. The numbers 3, 7, 10, and 14. I've found since 1980, my database goes back to, those 4 numbers are where games end up the most on in all college football results. So I'm going to take Minnesota here, plus 2.5, buy them up to 3 against Wisconsin. Repeating again, Air Force minus 10.5, buy them to 10 against Wyoming. Texas A&M plus 17.5 at LSU, and the Minnesota Golden Gophers plus 2.5, buy them to 3 at home against Wisconsin. Be sure to visit my website, rbwins.com, where my paid selections, how about my 10-star top plays, 5-0 the last 5 weeks with my college football 10-star top plays. My 10-star top plays overall, also 7-1 with my last 8 and 11-4 with my last 15 in all sports. That's rbwins.com, where you pay a little to make a lot. Again, those are my premium paid selections that I release closer to game time. So that's, again, rbwins.com. Again, folks, happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. Eat a lot, enjoy your family, watch some football, make some money, and be safe. Until the next time, good luck with all your picks.